Jihu stood in the middle of a massive stadium with thousands of other people. His hands were sweating. Above him, the sky was filled with giant screens showing millions more humans from every corner of Earth. Today was Integration Day, the day when every human would receive their partner from the stars. 3 years ago, giant ships had appeared in Earth's sky. The aliens inside called themselves the Galactic Union. They came in peace, they said. They wanted to welcome humanity into their civilization. But first, humans needed guides, partners who would teach them how to live among the stars. The whole world had been waiting for this moment. Jihu looked at his friend Wu Jin standing beside him. Wu Jin was grinning like a child on his birthday. "Can you believe it? We're going to have alien partners, real aliens," Wu Jin said, bouncing on his feet. On Jihu's other side, Hana was quieter. She pushed her glasses up her nose and studied the strange machines set up around the stadium. "I wonder how it works," she said softly. "The bonding process, I mean. They never explained the science behind it." Before Jihu could answer, a loud sound filled the air. Everyone went silent. A tall alien walked onto the central platform. It had blue skin and 4 arms. Its voice came out in strange clicks and whistles, but small devices in everyone's ears translated the words instantly. "Humans of Earth," the alien said. "Today you join the great family of civilized species. Each of you will be bonded with a partner. This partner will guide you, teach you, help you find your place in the galaxy. The bonding is permanent. The bonding is forever. Step forward when your name is called." Names began to appear on the screens. One by one, people walked to the bonding chambers. These were small glass rooms that glowed with soft light. Each person would enter alone and come out with their new partner. Jihu watched as Wu Jin's name appeared. His friend practically ran to the chamber. The door closed behind him. For a moment, nothing happened. Then bright green light filled the chamber. When the door opened, Wu Jin walked out with a short, lizard-like creature beside him. The alien wore colorful robes and immediately started talking rapidly to Wu Jin, who looked thrilled. Hana went next. Her bonding was quick and efficient. She emerged with a thin, insect-like alien that carried data tablets in its multiple arms. They began discussing something technical right away. More names were called. Jihu saw Taemin, another student from his university, get paired with a strong, simple-looking alien built for labor. Yuna, a girl from his engineering class, received an elegant alien with silver skin, who bowed gracefully to her. Most of the partnerships looked the same. Humans received common aliens, traders, workers, or simple guides. The Galactic Union had explained this was normal. Most species in the galaxy were ordinary, basic. That was fine. That was expected. Then Jihu heard his name. His heart jumped. He walked toward the nearest bonding chamber on shaking legs. The glass door slid open. He stepped inside. The door closed behind him with a soft hiss. Jihu stood alone in the small room, waiting. At first, nothing happened. Then the chamber began to glow. But this was different. This was not the soft green or blue light he had seen before. This was pure gold, brilliant and blinding. Jihu raised his hands to shield his eyes. The light grew brighter and brighter until he could see nothing else. Heat rushed through his body, not painful but intense. He felt something connect to his mind, something vast and ancient and powerful. His knees went weak. The light exploded outward. The glass walls of the chamber shattered. Jihu fell to his knees, gasping for air. Alarms were ringing. People were shouting. Slowly, his vision cleared. He looked up. Standing before him was the most beautiful being he had ever seen. She was tall and slender with skin that seemed to shimmer like liquid gold. Her hair floated around her head as if she were underwater, glowing with inner light. Her eyes were the color of stars. Silver and infinite. She wore robes of white and gold that moved like smoke. But she looked weak, unstable. She swayed on her feet. What? Who are you? Jihu whispered. The woman looked at him with those strange, beautiful eyes. My name is Aaron, she said. Her voice sounded like music. And I have made a terrible mistake. Suddenly, dozens of Galactic Union officials rushed toward them. The four-armed alien who had been leading the ceremony pushed through the crowd. Its face showed pure shock. Impossible, the alien breathed. You're bonded to a Celestian, but they're extinct. They've been gone for 500 years. Other officials were talking rapidly into communication devices. Jihu helped Aaron stand. She gripped his arm tightly. Even through his confusion, Jihu felt the connection between them. It was like a thread linking their minds. He could feel her fear, her exhaustion, her desperation. We must separate them, one official said. Immediately, this bonding should not exist. The bonding is permanent, another official argued. You said so yourself. Once made, it cannot be broken. This is different. A Celestian. Do you understand what this means? Aaron leaned closer to Jihu. She whispered in his ear so quietly that only he could hear. Please, she said. Don't let them know what I truly am. They're looking for me. If they find out both of our lives are over, hide me. Please. Jihu didn't understand. He didn't know what a Celestian was. He didn't know why this was wrong, but he felt her terror through their bond. He felt her trust in him, even though they had just met. I won't let them hurt you, he whispered back. The officials surrounded them. They asked questions. So many questions. Where did Aaron come from? How did she enter the bonding pool? Why was she hidden among the common partners? Aaron said nothing. She simply held onto Jihu's arm and stared at the ground. Finally, after hours of interrogation, they were allowed to leave. But Jihu knew this was not over. As he and Aaron walked out of the stadium together, he saw the stares, the whispers. Every other human had received a basic partner, common aliens to guide them through simple tasks. He had been bonded to a legend, a mystery, something that scared even the Galactic Union. Wu Jin ran up to them, his Velcrin partner chattering behind him. Jihu, what happened? Everyone's talking about you. They're saying you got paired with something impossible. Jihu looked at Aaron. She met his eyes. In that moment, through their bond, he felt everything she was hiding. The danger, the secrets, the ancient power locked inside her failing body. I don't know, Jihu said quietly, but I think my life just got very complicated. As they walked away, neither of them saw the figure watching from the shadows. A man with cold eyes and a military-grade synth partner standing beside him. The man smiled slowly. Found you, he whispered. 3 months had passed since Integration Day. Jihu's life had become a careful dance of lies and secrets. Every morning he woke up in his small apartment and checked on Aaron. She slept in the second bedroom, looking more fragile each day. The golden glow of her skin had dimmed. Sometimes she could barely stand. Today, Jihu had classes at the university. He made breakfast quietly, trying not to wake her. But when he turned around, Aaron was standing in the doorway. She moved so silently like a ghost. You should rest more, Jihu said, putting food on a plate for her. Aaron sat down slowly. I'm dying, Jihu. Rest won't save me. He hated when she talked like that. Don't say that. We'll find a way to help you. Through their bond, he felt her sadness, her resignation. Over the past 3 months, they had talked many times. Aaron had told him her story. She was the last princess of the Celestian Empire. 500 years ago, her people had ruled vast regions of space. They were beings of immense power. They could shape worlds with thought, move stars with their will. But that power had made others afraid. War came. Many species joined together to destroy the Celestians. Aaron's family fell. Her empire crumbled. As the last heir, She was placed in a special chamber that froze time. Her people hoped that one day when it was safe, she could awaken and rebuild. But someone had found her. Someone had put her into the partner protocol deliberately. They wanted to draw her out, to find her, and now they were searching for her. "You should go to class," Aaron said quietly. "Your friends will worry if you don't." Jihu didn't want to leave her alone, but she was right. He had already missed too many days. People were starting to ask questions. At the university, everything felt strange now. The campus had changed completely. Aliens walked everywhere, mixed with human students. The Galactic Union had opened Earth to trade and education. Humans were learning to use alien technology, alien languages, alien customs. Wu Jin found Jihu between classes. His Velcrin partner, who he had named Rix, waddled beside him. "Jihu, where have you been? I haven't seen you in weeks." "Just busy," Jihu said. "How are things with you?" Wu Jin's face lit up. "Amazing. Rix has been teaching me about interstellar trade routes. We've already set up 3 business deals. I'm going to be rich, Jihu. Actually rich. And look at Taman over there." Jihu followed his gaze. Taman was walking with his Draven partner. The strong alien carried heavy equipment while Taman directed it. They were heading toward the new construction sites where humans and aliens were building together. "Taman's company has expanded to 5 different cities," Wu Jin continued. "His partner gives him incredible strength and endurance. They're building faster than anyone else. And Yuna, have you heard about Yuna?" "No," Jihu admitted. "She's become a diplomatic aide to the Galactic Union. Her partner, that silver one, is apparently from a species of natural negotiators. They're traveling to different planets representing Earth. At 19 years old. Can you believe it?" Jihu felt something heavy settle in his stomach. Everyone was thriving. Everyone was advancing. Their partners were helping them achieve amazing things. And what was he doing? Hiding. Lying. Protecting a dying alien while his life fell apart. "What about you?" Wu Jin asked. "Your partner is supposed to be legendary, right? A Celestian. What powers does she have?" Jihu forced a smile. "It's complicated. She's been teaching me things, but it takes time." This was true, in a way. Aaron had tried to share knowledge with him. Through their bond, she could pass along information directly into his mind. Ancient sciences, lost technologies, the secrets of Celestian power. But every time she did this, it drained her life force. Her already failing energy would drop even lower. Jihu had refused to use her that way. He wouldn't sacrifice her life for his success. "Well, don't wait too long," Wu Jin said. "The galaxy moves fast. You don't want to get left behind." He waved and walked away, Rix chattering excitedly about profit margins. That evening, Jihu returned home to find Aaron collapsed on the floor. He rushed to her side, helping her back to bed. Her skin was cold, the glow almost completely gone. "What happened?" he asked, panicked. "Someone came to the door," she whispered. "Another human with a partner. They were asking about you, about me. I hid, but using my power to cloud their perception. It cost me." Jihu felt anger rise in his chest. This wasn't fair. Aaron had done nothing wrong. She was suffering, and he was helpless to stop it. Through their bond, Aaron felt his frustration. "You could use me," she said softly. "Take my knowledge, my power, become great like your friends." "No," Jihu said firmly. "Never." "Why?" Aaron asked. "I'm already dying. At least let my death mean something." Jihu looked at her, really looked at her. Over the past 3 months, she had become more than just his partner. She was his friend, someone he cared about deeply. The thought of losing her made his chest hurt. "Because you're not a tool," he said. "You're a person, and I won't trade your life for success." Tears formed in Aaron's star-colored eyes. "You're a strange human, Jihu. Most beings would take what I offer. Then most beings are wrong." That night, Jihu couldn't sleep. He lay in bed, feeling Arin's weak presence through their bond. He thought about his friends and their success. He thought about the future everyone was building, a future he was missing out on. But then he thought about what Arin had told him about her past. The Celestian Empire had fallen because everyone wanted to use their power. Other species had feared them, exploited them, tried to control them. In the end, that's what destroyed them. Jihu wouldn't do the same thing. He would find another way. The next day, a man came to visit. He knocked on Jihu's door with confidence. When Jihu opened it, he saw a tall man with sharp features and cold eyes. Beside him stood a synth partner, a military-grade artificial being built for combat. "My name is Kale," the man said smoothly. "I'm a researcher for the Galactic Historical Society. I heard you were bonded to a Celestian. I'd very much like to meet her." Jihu's instincts screamed danger. "She's not here right now." "That's unfortunate," Kyle said, not moving from the doorway. "Celestians are so rare, so valuable. I'm sure the Galactic Union would pay you well for access to her knowledge. You could be rich, powerful, respected." "I'm not interested," Jihu said. Kale's smile didn't reach his eyes. "Think about it. Your friends are all advancing, getting ahead. You're falling behind, aren't you? All because you're protecting something that's dying anyway. Why waste the opportunity?" "Leave," Jihu said, his voice hard. Kyle studied him for a long moment. Then he nodded. "Of course. But when you change your mind, contact me. Everyone has a price, Jihu. Everyone." After Kale left, Jihu locked the door and checked on Arin. She had heard everything from the bedroom. "He's one of them," she said quietly. "One of the people hunting me, the Hegemon Collective. They destroyed my empire. Now they want to use me to find the weapons my people left behind." "Weapons?" Jihu asked. "The Celestians created many terrible things during the war," Arin explained. "Devices that could destroy entire star systems. We locked them away before we fell. The Hegemons want those weapons. If they get them, countless lives will be lost." Jihu felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. This was bigger than him. Bigger than his success or his friend's achievements. Arin wasn't just his partner. She was a key to weapons that could destroy civilizations. And he was just a 24-year-old engineering student trying to keep her safe. "What do we do?" he asked. Arin looked at him with those tired, ancient eyes. "We survive, we hide, and we hope they don't find us before I fade away completely." Jihu sat beside her bed. Through their bond, he felt her fear and her gratitude. She trusted him. This legendary being, this princess of a fallen empire, trusted him to protect her. He wouldn't let her down, even if it cost him everything. 6 months after Integration Day, Jihu stood in the back of a lecture hall and watched a Galactic Union official explain humanity's role in the galaxy. The official was the same four-armed alien from the bonding ceremony. Its voice was calm and measured as it spoke. "Humans have adapted well to galactic society," it said. "Your partners have guided you successfully. Soon, you will be ready for your true purpose. The Galactic Union is preparing for a great conflict. The Hegemon Collective threatens peaceful systems across many sectors. Humanity will join the defense forces. Your species will serve bravely alongside others." Jihu felt cold. The official made it sound like an honor, but something felt wrong. He looked around at the other students. They were all nodding eagerly. Their partners stood beside them, humming or clicking in agreement. After the lecture, Jihu went straight home. Arin was sitting by the window, staring at the sky. She looked even weaker today. The golden shimmer of her skin was almost completely gone. "I heard the announcement," she said quietly. "They're preparing you for war." "Yes," Jihu said. He sat down beside her. "Is that why they gave us partners? To prepare us for fighting?" Arin was silent for a long moment. Then she said, "Let me show you something, but it will hurt me. I'm sorry. No, don't, Jehu started, but Aaron had already reached out and touched his hand. Knowledge flooded into his mind. Not words or images, but pure understanding. He saw the truth behind the partner protocol, saw it the way Aaron's ancient Celestian mind understood it. The partners weren't guides. They were limiters. Every human had been paired with an alien whose purpose was to slow them down, to direct their thinking into approved channels, to make them dependent on outside help instead of developing their own solutions. The Velcrin traders taught humans to follow established routes instead of finding new ones. The Moth engineers provided answers instead of letting humans experiment. The Draven laborers gave strength instead of letting humans build better tools. The Galactic Union had seen something in humanity, something that frightened them. Humans adapted too quickly. They innovated too fast. They solved problems in ways no other species expected. Left alone, humanity would advance faster than any other species in known history, so they gave humans partners to hold them back. They need soldiers, Aaron whispered, pulling her hand away. She was shaking from the effort. But not soldiers who think too much, not soldiers who question orders. They need obedient troops who will fight where they're told and die when necessary. The partners will make sure humans never reach their true potential. Jehu felt sick. Why didn't you tell me this before? Would you have believed me? Or would you have thought I was trying to divide you from your own kind? Aaron leaned back, exhausted. I'm an alien too, Jehu. A stranger who appeared in your life. Why should you trust me over your own government? She was right. If she had told him this months ago, he would have thought she was paranoid or manipulative. But now, after 6 months of watching his friends become dependent on their partners, after seeing how the aliens guided every decision humans made, he understood. We have to tell someone, Jehu said. We have to warn people. Who would listen? Everyone is happy with their partners. Everyone is succeeding. Why would they believe you? Before Jehu could answer, his communication device beeped. It was Wu Jin. Jehu, turn on the news. Now! Jehu activated the screen. The news showed chaos. Ships were descending from the sky over several major cities. But these weren't Galactic Union ships. These were military vessels marked with the symbol of the Hegemon Collective. We demand the surrender of the Celestian known as Aaron, a voice boomed from the ships. The human called Jehu has 48 hours to deliver her to us. If he refuses, we will begin destroying human cities, one every 6 hours until she is surrendered. Aaron stood up, her legs shaking. No, this is my fault. I'll go to them. I won't let innocent people die for me. You can't, Jehu said. They'll use you to find those weapons. They'll kill millions. And if I don't go, they'll kill millions anyway. Aaron's eyes were filled with tears. At least this way, only I die. Jehu's mind raced. There had to be another solution. He thought about what Aaron had shown him, about humanity's true potential, about how the partners were holding everyone back. What if, he said slowly, we fought without our partners? Aaron stared at him. What? The hegemons expect us to rely on our partners for everything. They expect us to be weak and slow and dependent. But what if we weren't? What if humans fought the way we naturally fight, with our own ideas and our own strategies? The Galactic Union would never allow it, Aaron said. They've spent 6 months training your people to need their partners. Jehu smiled grimly. Then we don't ask permission. He sent messages to everyone he knew, to Wu Jin and Hana and Taemin and Yuna, to other students and workers and people who felt like their partners were holding them back. He told them the truth. He told them what Aaron had shown him. Most people ignored him. Some called him crazy. But a few listened. A small group started to gather. Hana arrived at his apartment first. Her moth partner followed her nervously. I've suspected something was wrong, she said. My partner keeps stopping me from running certain computer programs, says they're not optimal, but I think they would work better than the approved methods. My partner won't let me use certain materials in construction, Taman added when he arrived. Says they're too dangerous, but I've run the calculations. They would make buildings twice as strong. More people came. Each one had a story about how their partner limited them, guided them away from human solutions toward alien-approved methods. Wu Jin was the last to arrive. His Velcrin partner was arguing with him the entire way. "This is insane, Jihu," Wu Jin said. "Even if you're right, what can we do? We're not soldiers. We're students and workers and regular people." "Exactly," Jihu said. "We're humans, and humans don't fight fair. We fight smart." He looked at the group gathered in his small apartment. 20 people, maybe 30, against an entire hegemon fleet. It should have been hopeless. But Jihu felt something stirring in his chest, something powerful and ancient and very human, the refusal to give up, the stubborn belief that impossible only meant difficult. "Here's what we're going to do," Jihu said. "Hana, you're going to hack into the partner protocol network. Find the limiter codes. I need to know exactly how they're controlling us. Taman, gather materials. Everything you wanted to use but weren't allowed to. Wu Jin, use your trade connections to get us access to ships and equipment. Tell the aliens it's for legitimate business. Yuna, I need you to contact other humans in other cities, find people who are willing to listen." "What about you?" Hana asked. "What will you do?" Jihu looked at Arin. Through their bond, he felt her hope mixing with her fear. "I'm going to learn how humans really fight," he said. "Without any guidance, without any limits. The way we fought before aliens told us how to do it." That night, while his friends worked on their tasks, Jihu sat with Arin and talked about human history, about the wars humanity had fought against itself, the strategies they had developed, the weapons they had created, the tactics they had invented. Arin listened with growing amazement. "Your species is terrifying," she said. "You think of combat in ways no other species does. You see opportunities where others see only obstacles. No wonder they wanted to limit you." "Will it be enough?" Jihu asked. "Against a hegemon fleet?" "I don't know," Arin admitted, "but it's more hope than I've felt in 500 years. Over the next day, the group worked frantically. Hana broke through security after security, peeling back the layers of the partner protocol. She found the codes, the programming that made partners redirect human thinking. It was subtle, elegant, evil. Taman gathered materials that had been forbidden, alloys and chemicals and designs that partners said were too dangerous or too unstable, but when put together by human hands following human instincts, they worked beautifully. Wu Jin used his merchant contacts to acquire ships, small craft that were supposedly for cargo, but they were fast and maneuverable. Yuna spread the word. In other cities, other groups began to form. Humans who were tired of being guided, who wanted to try their own solutions. The Galactic Union noticed. Officials came to Jihu's apartment. "You're making a mistake," they said. "Let us handle the hegemons. Trust your partners. They know what's best." "No," Jihu said simply. "We'll handle this ourselves." The officials looked at each other nervously. Then they left. But Jihu knew this was just the beginning. The Union wouldn't give up control easily. The 48-hour deadline was almost up. Jihu stood with his small resistance looking at the hegemon ships in the sky. Kale's voice came over every communication channel. "Time's up. Jihu, give us the Celestian, or we start destroying cities." Jihu activated his own communication device. His voice was broadcast to every hegemon ship, to every human who could hear, to the Galactic Union officials watching nervously. "Come and take her," he said. The hegemon ships opened fire first. Beams of energy streaked down from the sky toward the city. People screamed and ran. But Jihu had prepared for this. Taman's crew had built shields using materials their partners had forbidden. The shields weren't perfect, but they held. Barely. "Now!" Jihu shouted into his communicator. Small human ships, piloted by people who had cast off their partner's guidance, shot up from hidden positions around the city. They moved in patterns no alien would expect, chaotic, unpredictable. They darted and weaved through the hegemon formation, firing weapons Hana had designed by ignoring every safety protocol her Moth partner had insisted on. The weapons worked. They worked beautifully. 2 hegemon ships exploded. 3 more took damage. The alien fleet pulled back, confused by the assault. In his command center, Kyle watched the battle with narrowed eyes. His synth partner stood motionless beside him. "Impossible," Kyle muttered. "Humans shouldn't be capable of this level of coordination. Their partners should be limiting their tactical thinking." "They're fighting without their partners," the synth observed. "They've broken free from the protocol." Kyle's face twisted with anger. "Then we'll destroy them all. No half measures. Reduce the cities to ash. Kill every human who resists." Back on Earth, Jihu watched the hegemon fleet regroup. They were preparing for a massive attack. His small force couldn't stop that much firepower. "We need more help," Wu Jin said desperately. His Velcrin partner was hiding in a corner, refusing to participate in what it called unauthorized combat. Jihu looked at Aaron. She was standing beside him, her hand on his shoulder. Through their bond, he felt her strength flowing into him. Not her power, not her ancient knowledge, but her belief in him. "Send out the message," Jihu said to Hana. "Everything we found. Broadcast it to every human on Earth and in the colonies. Show them the truth about the partner protocol. Show them the limiter codes. Show them what they're really capable of." Hana's fingers flew across her computer. "Broadcasting now." The message went out to billions of humans. It contained all the evidence they had gathered. The secret programming in the partner protocol, the deliberate limitations placed on human development, the Union's plan to use humanity as expendable soldiers, everything. For a moment, nothing happened. Then Jihu's communication device exploded with incoming calls, hundreds, thousands, humans from every corner of Earth and the space colonies. Some were angry, some were disbelieving, but many, many were ready to fight. In New York, a group of human engineers ignored their partners' protests and activated experimental defense systems they had designed months ago, but been told were too complex. The systems worked perfectly. In Shanghai, construction workers used Taemon's forbidden materials to build barricades that could withstand hegemon weapons. In London, pilots who had been trained by their partners to fly safely instead threw away the rule books and started flying the way they wanted to fly. Fast, aggressive, deadly. Across the globe, humanity woke up. And when humanity woke up, the galaxy trembled. The Galactic Union officials were panicking. The 4-armed alien from Integration Day appeared on every screen, its voice desperate. "Stop this insanity! You're violating the partner protocol. Your partners know what's best for you. Return to their guidance immediately." Jihu responded by broadcasting his own message. "They gave us partners to make us weak, to control us, to use us. But we don't need anyone to tell us how to fight, how to think, how to survive. We're humans, and we're taking our future into our own hands." The battle intensified. More hegemon ships arrived. But so did human forces. Ships that had been considered too old or too inefficient by partners were retrofitted with human engineering. They shouldn't have worked, but they did. Yuna coordinated the global defense from a command center in Seoul. Her silver-skinned partner kept trying to convince her to negotiate, to surrender, to let the Union handle things. She ignored it completely. "Sector 7 needs reinforcements," she called out. "Redirect the colony ships from Mars. Yes, I know the flight path is suboptimal. Do it anyway." The Mars colony ships arrived and opened fire with weapons humans had been building in secret for months. Weapons their partners had said were impossible to construct. In space above Earth, the tide was turning. Humans fought with a ferocity and creativity that stunned both the hegemons and the Galactic Union. They used tactics no computer could predict. They took risks no sane species would take. They won battles they should have lost. Kale watched his fleet taking losses and felt genuine fear for the first time. "What are they?" he whispered. "How can basic humans do this?" His synth partner's voice was emotionless. "They are what the Celestians feared, what the Galactic Union tried to prevent. They are humanity unleashed." But the hegemons had one more weapon. Kyle activated it now. From his flagship, a massive energy cannon emerged. It was powered by ancient Celestian technology, the same kind of superweapon Aaron had warned about. "If I can't have the Celestian," Kale announced, "then I'll destroy this entire planet. You have 1 minute to surrender her, Jihu, or Earth dies." Aaron pulled away from Jihu. "I'm going to him," she said. "I won't let him destroy your world." "No," Jihu said firmly. He grabbed her hand. "There's another way." "What way? He has a planet-killer weapon." "So do we," Jihu said with a strange smile. "We have you." "I'm dying, Jihu. I'm too weak to fight him." "You're weak because you've been alone for 500 years, because you had no one to share your power with, no true partner." Jihu squeezed her hand tighter. "But that's changed. You have me now. And I'm ready." Through their bond, Aaron understood what he was offering. A true connection. Not the parasitic relationship where one person used the other. Not the limited relationship the partner protocol created, but something deeper. An equal partnership where both sides gave and both sides received. "If we do this," Aaron warned, "there's no going back. Our souls will be permanently linked. Forever." "I know," Jihu said. "I'm ready. Are you?" Aaron looked at him. This strange human who had protected her when he could have exploited her. Who had refused to use her power even when it cost him everything. Who believed in her when she had stopped believing in herself. "Yes," she whispered. "I'm ready." Their bond, which had been a simple thread connecting their minds, exploded into something infinitely more complex. Jihu felt Aaron's ancient power flowing into him. But it wasn't draining her. Instead, his human will, his creativity, his stubborn refusal to give up was flowing into her. They were sharing, balancing, completing each other. Aaron's golden glow returned, brighter than ever. But now Jihu's eyes were glowing too. Gold and silver mixed together. Kale's cannon fired. A beam of pure destruction lanced down toward Earth. Enough energy to crack the planet in half. Jihu and Aaron raised their hands together. Their combined power created a shield unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The beam hit the shield and scattered into harmless light. Kale's face went pale. "Impossible. That's a full Celestian-human bond. The true bond. But no one has achieved that in 1,000 years." "Humans are very good at doing impossible things," Jihu said. His voice carried across every communication channel. "Now leave our planet, or find out what else we can do." For a moment, Kyle considered fighting, but he saw the power radiating from Jihu and Aaron. He saw the human forces that had devastated his fleet. He saw a species that had gone from limited and controlled to dangerous and free in the span of a single day. "Retreat," he ordered. "All ships, retreat." The hegemon fleet turned and fled. As they disappeared into faster-than-light travel, a cheer went up across Earth. Humans had fought their first space battle, and they had won. But the victory was bittersweet. Galactic Union officials immediately contacted Jihu. The four-armed alien's voice was cold. "You have violated the partner protocol. You have encouraged rebellion among your species. You have demonstrated that humans are too dangerous to remain in the Galactic Union without proper controls. We are hereby revoking Earth's membership. You are quarantined." Any human who leaves your solar system will be destroyed. The transmission cut off. Around the world, humans looked at their partners, the aliens who had been guiding them, limiting them, controlling them. "Leave," Yuna said to her silver-skinned partner. "All of you. Leave our world." The partners had no choice. Slowly, reluctantly, they boarded ships and departed. Earth was alone again, cut off from the galaxy, quarantined like a disease. But Jihu didn't feel defeated. He stood with Aaron, their hands still joined, their bond glowing with power. All around him, humans were celebrating. They had fought without partners. They had won without guidance. They had proven they could stand on their own. "What now?" Aaron asked softly. Jihu smiled. "Now we show the galaxy what humans can really do, and we find the others." "Others? You're not the only Celestian in stasis, are you? You told me your people scattered themselves across the galaxy. Let's find them. Let's wake them up. And let's show every species out there that humans don't need to be controlled. We need to be free." Aaron's smile matched his. "That's a very human plan. Impossible, dangerous, completely insane." "Exactly," Jihu said. 2 weeks after the battle, Jihu and Aaron stood in front of a massive star map projected in Hana's laboratory. Red dots marked the locations of suspected Celestian stasis chambers scattered across the galaxy. There were hundreds of them. "This is impossible," Wujin said, staring at the map. "We can't reach any of these. The Galactic Union has blockaded our solar system. Any human ship that tries to leave gets destroyed." "Then we don't use human ships," Jihu replied. He pointed to the nearest red dot. "This chamber is only 3 light-years away, on a planet called Velros. It's an abandoned mining world. No one goes there anymore." "How do we get there?" Taman asked. Aaron stepped forward. Her golden glow pulsed softly. "I can create a portal, a tunnel through space. It's an old Celestian technique. But I'll need help. Jihu, are you ready?" Jihu took her hand. Through their bond, he felt the technique forming in her mind. It was complex and required immense power. But together they could do it. They focused their combined energy. The air in front of them began to shimmer and tear. A glowing doorway formed, showing a barren, rocky landscape on the other side. "It will only stay open for a few minutes," Aaron said, already looking tired. "Jihu and I will go through. The rest of you stay here and monitor the situation." "I'm coming with you," Hana said firmly. "You might need technical support to open the stasis chamber." Jihu wanted to argue, but Hana was right. They might need her skills. The 3 of them stepped through the portal. On the other side, the doorway closed behind them with a soft sound. Velros was a dead world. Gray rocks stretched in every direction under a dim red sun. The air was thin but breathable. In the distance, old mining equipment lay abandoned and rusting. "The chamber should be underground," Aaron said. "I can feel it. This way." They walked for an hour across the barren landscape. Finally, they found it. A metal door built into the side of a cliff. Ancient Celestian symbols covered its surface. Hana pulled out her scanning equipment. "The door is sealed with some kind of energy lock. I can try to hack it, but it might take hours." "Let me try," Aaron said. She placed her hand on the symbols. They began to glow in response to her touch. These chambers were designed to respond to Celestian life signs, but the security protocols are very old. They might not recognize me after so long. The symbols flashed brighter. Then the door opened with a deep grinding sound. Inside was a tunnel leading down into darkness. They activated light devices and descended carefully. The tunnel opened into a large chamber carved from solid rock. In the center stood a crystal cylinder filled with glowing liquid, and floating inside that liquid was another Celestian. This one was male, with silver skin instead of gold. He looked peaceful, as if sleeping. "Who is he?" Jihu asked. His name is Darren, Aaron said softly. He was a scientist, one of the greatest minds of our civilization. If we can wake him, he might know how to find the others more easily. Hana approached the cylinder. The controls are in a language I don't recognize. Aaron, can you read this? Aaron studied the ancient text. It's Old Celestian, very old. It says the stasis can be broken by another Celestian, but it warns of danger. If the occupant has been asleep too long, waking them improperly could kill them. How long has he been asleep? Jihu asked. According to this, 547 years. They all fell silent. That was 47 years longer than Aaron had been in stasis. 47 years of additional stress on the system. Additional risk. We have to try, Aaron said. We need allies. We need knowledge. She placed both hands on the cylinder. Her power flowed into it, slowly and carefully. The liquid inside began to drain. The male Celestian's eyes opened suddenly. He gasped, his body convulsing. Something's wrong, Jihu said. Through his bond with Aaron, he felt the problem. The stasis chamber had been damaged, probably by the mining operations that had happened on this world. Darren's body had been in stasis too long. He was dying. Without thinking, Jihu placed his hands on the cylinder next to Aaron's. He poured his energy, his life force, his human stubbornness into the process. He refused to let this ancient being die, refused to let Aaron lose another member of her people. The cylinder cracked, the glass shattered. Darren fell forward, and Jihu caught him. The Celestian was cold and barely breathing, but he was alive. What did you do? Aaron asked in shock. I don't know, Jihu admitted. I just couldn't let him die. Darren's silver eyes opened slowly. He looked at Jihu, then at Aaron. When he spoke, his voice was weak but clear. A human? You bonded with a human? Aaron, what has happened to our people? Over the next hour, while Hana kept watch at the entrance, Aaron explained everything. The fall of the Celestian Empire. The 500 years that had passed, the partner protocol, the battle with the hegemons, and most importantly, her bond with Jihu. Darren listened to it all in silence. When she finished, he looked at Jihu with new respect. You saved me, even though we just met, even though it could have killed you. Why? Because Aaron would have been sad if you died, Jihu said simply, and I don't like seeing her sad. Darren laughed. It was a tired sound, but genuine. A human with a Celestian heart. Perhaps our people chose wisely when they scattered themselves among the stars. Perhaps we were waiting for a species like yours to find us. What do you mean? Aaron asked. Darren sat up slowly, his strength returning. I was there during the final days of the Empire. When we made the decision to enter stasis, the Council debated for months. Some wanted to fight until the end. Others wanted to flee to another galaxy. But a few of us believed something different. What? Jihu asked. We believed the Celestians had become too powerful, too isolated. We ruled the galaxy, but understood nothing about the other species. We had forgotten how to work together, how to truly partner with others, so we proposed the stasis plan. We would sleep, wait, and when the galaxy was ready, when a species emerged that could truly bond with us as equals, we would awaken. You think humans are that species? Aaron said. I think this human is, Darren replied, looking at Jihu. You completed a true bond, the first in 1,000 years. That alone proves humanity's potential. Hana's voice came through their communication devices. We have a problem. Hegemon ships just entered orbit, a lot of them. They rushed back to the entrance. In the sky above, dozens of warships were descending. The largest one landed near the cliff. The door opened, and Kale walked out with his synth partner and an army of soldiers. I tracked you here, Kale called out. Did you really think you could hide from me? Now you've led me to another Celestian. Thank you, Jihu. You've made my job easier. Run, Darren said urgently. I'm too weak to fight. You need to escape. No, Jihu said. No more running. Aaron, can we create another portal? Not immediately. It takes time to build up the energy. Then we buy time the human way. Jihu looked at Hana. Remember those experimental weapons you designed? The ones your partner said were too unstable? Hana grinned. I brought 3 of them, just in case. Kael's army advanced. They had energy rifles and combat armor. They were professional soldiers. But they weren't ready for what happened next. Hana's weapons didn't work like normal guns. They were based on technology she had created by ignoring every safety rule ever written. They fired bursts of energy that split apart and recombined unpredictably. The hegemon soldiers' shields couldn't adapt fast enough. The first wave fell, then the second. Kyle's face twisted with rage. Impossible! You're just 3 people. 3 people who don't fight fair, Jihu said. He and Aaron combined their power, creating barriers and attacks that Kale couldn't predict. Darren, despite his weakness, added his own abilities to the defense. But there were too many enemies. Slowly, inevitably, they were being pushed back. Kale's synth partner was advancing, its combat programming making it nearly impossible to stop. I need to do something, Darren said. Something I swore I would never do again. What? Aaron asked. Open the weapons vault, the one my people sealed 500 years ago, the super weapons that destroyed our enemies. They're here on Velros. That's why I was assigned to guard this planet. You can't, Aaron said. Those weapons are too dangerous. We're out of options, Darren replied. He raised his hands and spoke words in ancient Celestian. The ground beneath them began to shake. A massive structure rose from the rocks, a vault covered in warning symbols. Kale's eyes went wide. The Celestian weapons, yes, open it. But Darren didn't open it. Instead, he placed both hands on the vault and poured all his remaining energy into it. If I can't have them, neither can you. The vault began to glow red, heating up, going critical. It's going to explode, Hana shouted. The blast will destroy everything within 100 miles. Aaron, portal now, Jihu yelled. Aaron and Jihu combined their power desperately. A portal tore open. Hana jumped through immediately. Darren stumbled toward it, barely conscious. Jihu grabbed him and pulled him through. The last thing they saw before the portal closed was Kale screaming in rage as the vault exploded behind him. They tumbled back into Hana's laboratory on Earth. The portal closed. For a moment, everyone just lay on the floor gasping for breath. Did we win? Hana asked. We survived, Jihu said. That's good enough for now. Darren sat up slowly. The weapons vault is destroyed. One less thing for the hegemons to find. But there are more vaults, more weapons, and more Celestians in stasis. We need to find them before Kale does. He survived the explosion? Aaron asked. That type of synth can survive almost anything, Darren said grimly. He'll be hunting us more desperately than ever now. Woojin and Taemin rushed into the laboratory. What happened? We saw the energy reading spike. Jihu looked at his friends. At Aaron and Darren. At the star map with hundreds of red dots marking sleeping Celestians. This was just the beginning. The journey would be long and dangerous. But for the first time since Integration Day, Jihu felt truly hopeful. They had saved one Celestian. They had destroyed one weapons vault. They had proven that humans and Celestians could work together. We're going to need a bigger ship, he said with a tired smile. 3 months had passed since rescuing Darren from Velros. In that time, humanity had changed completely. Earth was no longer a planet of limited people following alien guidance. It was becoming something new, something powerful. Jihu stood in a massive facility that had been built in record time. Human engineers, working without partners to slow them down, had constructed it in just 8 weeks. Inside this facility were portals, dozens of them, each one leading to a different world where Celestians lay sleeping. "We're ready for the next rescue mission," Yuna said, walking up to him with a data tablet. She had become the coordinator of all rescue operations. "There's a chamber on a moon called Krex. The sensors show the Celestian inside is still stable." "Good," Jihu said. "We'll leave in an hour." Since Darren's rescue, they had saved 12 more Celestians. Each time, Jihu had been there to help wake them. His human life force seemed to stabilize the ancient beings as they emerged from their long sleep. Scientists couldn't explain it, but it worked. Each rescued Celestian brought knowledge and power. Darren had taught human engineers how to build ships that could travel faster than light without using the Galactic Union's approved routes. Another Celestian named Sora had shown doctors how to cure diseases that had plagued humanity for centuries. A warrior Celestian called Ryun had trained human soldiers in combat techniques the galaxy had never seen. But not everyone was happy. The Galactic Union had increased their blockade around Earth's solar system, and the Hegemon Collective, led by Kale, hunted every rescue team. 3 missions had ended in battles. 2 humans had died protecting the Celestians they were trying to save. Aaron found Jihu in his private quarters later that evening. She looked worried. "You're pushing yourself too hard. Every rescue drains your energy. You need to rest." "We can't rest," Jihu said. "Every day we wait, Kyle finds more weapons vaults, more ways to hurt people. And every day you get weaker. I can feel it through our bond." "You're giving too much of yourself." Jihu took her hands. "I'm fine. We're doing good work. We've saved 14 Celestians, destroyed 3 weapons vaults. That's worth any cost." Aaron's star-colored eyes were sad. "Not if the cost is your life." Before Jihu could answer, alarms started ringing throughout the facility. Hana's voice came over the speakers. "Hegemon fleet incoming! Massive force! They found Earth!" Everyone rushed to the command center. The screens showed hundreds of Hegemon warships entering the solar system. Leading them was Kale's flagship, twice as large as before. Kale's voice boomed across every channel. "Jihu! Aaron! You've destroyed my weapons vaults, rescued my targets, made me look like a fool in front of my commanders. Now I'm going to destroy your entire planet. But first, I challenge you to single combat. You and Aaron against me and my synth. If you win, my fleet leaves. If I win, everyone dies. You have 1 hour to meet me at the coordinates I'm sending." The command center fell silent. Darren shook his head. "It's a trap. Don't go." "We have to," Jihu said. "Look at the size of that fleet. We can't fight them all. This is our only chance." "Then let me go with you," Ryun said. The warrior Celestian stepped forward. "I'm trained for combat. You're not." "The challenge is for 2, Aaron said. "If we bring more, Kale will attack immediately. We have no choice." Jihu and Aaron took a small ship to the coordinates Kale had sent. It was an empty region of space between Earth and Mars. Kale's flagship waited there. As they approached, Kale and his corrupted synth partner emerged, standing on the hull of the ship in spacesuits. Jihu and Aaron did the same. In the vacuum of space, protected by their combined power, they faced their enemies. "Look at you," Kale said mockingly, "playing hero, saving ancient relics, building your little resistance. Do you really think you can stop the Hegemon Collective? We've crushed 1,000 rebellions. What makes you special?" "We're human," Jihu said simply. "We don't give up." Kyle laughed. "Then die like humans, alone and forgotten." The battle began instantly. Kale's synth moved with inhuman speed, its weapons firing, but Jihu and Aaron moved together, their bond allowing them to act as one. They dodged and countered in perfect synchronization, but Kale was different from before. His bond with the corrupted Celestian had grown stronger, darker. He wielded power that made space itself twist and tear. You think your little bond is special? Kyle shouted. I've had my bond for 10 years. I've learned every secret, every technique. You're children playing with forces you don't understand. He was right. Kyle was stronger, more experienced. Every attack Jihu and Aaron launched, Kale countered. Every defense they raised, he broke through. Slowly, they were losing ground. Through their bond, Jihu felt Aaron's fear, not for herself, but for him. She was terrified he would die because of her. Stop protecting me so much, Jihu said in their shared mental space. We need to attack together, really, together. If I use my full power with you, it might kill you, Aaron replied. The strain would be too much for a human body. Then we find another way. We innovate. That's what humans do. Kyle launched another devastating attack. This one came close. Too close. Jihu felt his shields cracking, felt the energy burning toward them. They had seconds to live. In that moment of desperation, Jihu understood something. The bond between him and Aaron had always been about balance. She gave power, he gave creativity. She gave knowledge, he gave determination. But they had never truly merged, never become completely one. Aaron, he said, do you trust me? With my life, she answered. Then let go. Stop trying to protect me. Stop holding back. Let our bond become what it was always meant to be. Aaron hesitated. Then, through their connection, Jihu felt her walls coming down, all the barriers she had kept to protect him, all the limits she had placed on their bond. They vanished. Power flooded through Jihu. Ancient, Celestian power. But it didn't burn him. Didn't destroy him. Because at the same time, his human essence flooded into Aaron. His creativity, his adaptability, his impossible human spirit that refused to accept defeat. They stopped being two people working together. They became something new, something the galaxy had never seen. A true fusion of human and Celestian, a perfect partnership. The change was visible. Their combined form glowed with light that was both gold and silver. Neither human nor Celestian, but both at once. Equal, unified, complete. Kyle's attack hit them, but instead of destroying them, the energy was absorbed, converted, redirected. They moved as one being, faster than the synth, more powerful than Kale's corrupted bond. This is impossible, Kale screamed. A true fusion bond, but that technique was lost. No one has achieved it in millennia. No one tried with a human before, Jihu's voice said. But it was also Aaron's voice, speaking as one. They struck back, not with raw power, but with precision, with strategy. They used Celestian techniques in ways no Celestian had ever considered. They applied human tactics to ancient abilities. Every attack was creative, unpredictable, perfectly executed. Kyle and his synth couldn't adapt, couldn't respond. Within minutes, they were beaten. The synth fell, deactivated. Kyle floated in space, his suit damaged, his face filled with shock. How? He gasped. How did you beat me? The fusion began to separate. Jihu and Aaron became two individuals again, but their bond was forever changed. Deeper, stronger, unbreakable. You used your partner, Jihu said. We became partners. That's the difference. Kale's corrupted Celestian companion finally spoke. Its voice was weak and pained. You showed me something I had forgotten. True partnership. Not domination, not exploitation, equality. The corrupted Celestian looked at Kale with disgust. This human used me, twisted me, made me a weapon, but you freed me. Thank you. The corrupted Celestian's body began to glow. It was using the last of its strength to do something, to break the bond with Kale. The process was agonizing for both of them. Kale screamed as the connection severed. When it was over, the Celestian's body faded away. It had been too corrupted, too damaged to survive freedom, but in its final moments, it had chosen to die free rather than live as a slave. Kale floated unconscious in space, broken but alive. "What do we do with him?" Aaron asked. "Take him back to his fleet," Jehu said. "Show them what happens when you try to control Celestians, when you try to use people as tools." They brought Kale's body to his flagship. The hegemon commanders saw their leader's defeat, saw the power that had destroyed him. Many wanted to attack anyway, but others, wiser ones, saw the truth. Humanity and the Celestians had formed something new, something powerful, something that could not be conquered by force. The hegemon fleet retreated, not because they were beaten, but because they understood. The rules had changed. Humanity was no longer a species to be controlled or destroyed. They were equals now, partners with beings of incredible power. Back on Earth, the rescued Celestians gathered to meet Jehu and Aaron. Word had spread about the true fusion bond, about what they had achieved. Darren spoke for all of them. "You have shown us what we were waiting for, what we hoped to find when we entered stasis 500 years ago, a species worthy of partnership, a species that sees us as people, not power. The Celestian legacy can continue, not as an empire but as an alliance, with humanity." More humans were coming forward now. People who wanted to attempt the true bond with Celestians. It was dangerous. It required perfect trust, perfect balance. But when it worked, it created partnerships unlike anything the galaxy had ever known. Yuna bonded with a Celestian named Hero. Taman bonded with one called Nara. Each successful bond made humanity stronger, made the alliance more powerful. The Galactic Union watched nervously. They had tried to limit humanity. Instead, they had created something far more dangerous to their control. A species that refused to be limited, that found ways around every obstacle. Jehu stood with Aaron in the observation deck, watching Earth below. The planet glowed with new energy, new hope, new possibilities. "What do you think happens next?" Aaron asked. "The Union won't leave us alone forever," Jehu said. "Neither will the hegemons. We've proven we're strong, but we're still just one planet. They could destroy us if they really wanted to." "Then what do we do?" Jehu smiled, that impossible, stubborn human smile that Aaron had come to love. "We show them they can't. We finish what we started. We wake every Celestian, destroy every weapons vault, build an alliance so strong that no one would dare attack it. And then we change the galaxy." "That's impossible," Aaron said. "Good," Jehu replied. "Humans are very good at impossible." 1 year after Integration Day, the galaxy looked very different. Jehu stood on the bridge of the Harmony, humanity's first true starship. It was massive, built with combined human and Celestian technology. Around him, crew members worked at their stations, humans and Celestians side by side, partners in every sense of the word. "We're approaching the last known stasis location," Hana announced from the navigation console. Her Celestian partner, Mika, confirmed the coordinates with quick efficiency. Over the past year, Hana had bonded with Mika. Not the full fusion bond that Jehu and Aaron shared, but something strong nonetheless. "How many is this?" Wu Jin asked. He was managing supply operations, his natural talent for trade now enhanced by his Celestian partner, Lin. They had bonded 3 months ago, and together they had established trading routes across half the galaxy. 347, Aaron answered. "If the sensors are correct, this is the last Celestian in stasis. After this, we will have found them all." Jehu felt a mix of emotions. Pride at what they had accomplished, sadness that the journey was ending, but also excitement for what came next. The galaxy was about to change again. The ship landed on a beautiful planet covered in purple forests. The air smelled sweet. Crystal rivers flowed through valleys of strange flowers. This world was called Varus, and it had been abandoned by the Galactic Union centuries ago when its resources ran out. The stasis chamber was hidden inside a mountain. Unlike the others they had found, this one was pristine, undamaged, perfect. The Celestian inside was a female with skin that shimmered like pearls. According to the chamber's records, her name was Lyra. She had been a teacher, a keeper of knowledge. "Ready?" Jihu asked Aaron. She nodded. Together they began the waking process they had perfected over hundreds of rescues. Their combined power flowed into the chamber gently, carefully. The liquid drained away, and Lyra's eyes opened. Unlike the others, she woke smoothly. No pain, no confusion. She stepped out of the chamber as if she had only been asleep for a night. 523 years, she said softly, reading the chamber's display. "Has it really been that long?" "Yes," Aaron said. "But we found you. We found all of you." Lyra looked at Jihu and Aaron, at their joined hands, at the bond between them that glowed so brightly. A true fusion bond. And with a human, so the prophecy was correct. We did find worthy partners among the stars. "Prophecy?" Jihu asked. Lyra smiled. "I was there when the council made their final decision, when we chose to scatter ourselves in stasis. Some thought it was surrender, but the wise ones knew the truth. We were seeds, waiting for the right soil, the right conditions, the right species to find us and help us grow into something better than we were before." She looked around at the rescue team, at humans and Celestians working together, learning from each other, becoming something new. "You found that species," Lyra said. "And more than that, you became partners, true partners. Now show me what you have built." They brought Lyra back to the Harmony. As the ship flew through space, Jihu showed her what humanity had created in just 1 year. It was incredible, impossible, very human. 347 Celestians had been rescued. 219 humans had formed true bonds with them. Not all bonds were fusion bonds like Jihu and Aaron's, but all were based on mutual respect and equality. Together, they had built a new civilization. New cities on Earth combined human architecture with Celestian design. New ships mixed human creativity with Celestian power. New technologies emerged from both species working together. Most importantly, they had created a new government. The Alliance, they called it. Every voice had equal weight. Every idea was considered. It was messy, slow, often frustrating. But it worked. "You have achieved in 1 year what the Celestian Empire failed to achieve in 1,000, Lyra said with wonder. "You have created true unity." But their success had made enemies. As the Harmony approached Earth, alarms began ringing. A massive fleet was waiting for them. Not just hegemon ships this time. Ships from the Galactic Union. Ships from a dozen other species. They surrounded Earth completely. The four-armed alien from Integration Day appeared on the communication screen. Its voice was hard and cold. "Humanity has violated every treaty, every agreement. You have released the Celestians, armed them, created weapons of devastating power. The Galactic Union has voted. Your species is too dangerous to exist. You will surrender immediately, or we will destroy your entire solar system." Behind the Union fleet, Kale's rebuilt forces waited. He had survived their last battle, though barely. Now he commanded an even larger army. His voice cut through the transmission. "This is your last chance, Jihu. Surrender the Celestians. Submit to Union control, or watch your world die." Jihu looked at Aaron. Through their bond, he felt her worry, her fear, but also her determination. Whatever happened, they would face it together. "No," Jihu said simply. "Then you choose death," the Union official replied. The combined fleet began to move forward. Thousands of ships, millions of weapons, all aimed at Earth and the Harmony. But Jehu smiled. You made a mistake. You gave us a year. 1 year to prepare, 1 year to build, 1 year to become something you can't stop. Darren, if you please? Darren, who had been waiting quietly on the bridge, activated a device. Instantly, portals began opening across space, hundreds of them, and through each portal came ships, not human ships, not Celestian ships, but something new, alliance ships, built by both species working together, each one crewed by bonded partners, each one representing the impossible made real. More portals opened near other planets, near space stations, near every location where humans and Celestians had been working together for the past year. What the galaxy saw wasn't a small resistance. It was a new power, a new civilization that had grown in secret while the Union watched Earth. You thought we stayed on one planet, Jehu said. You thought we accepted your quarantine? We're humans. We don't accept limits. While you watched Earth, we spread across the galaxy. We built alliances with species tired of Union control. We created new technologies, new possibilities, and we did it all together, humans and Celestians. As partners. The Union fleet hesitated. They had come prepared to fight one planet. Instead, they faced a fleet equal to their own. More ships appeared. These carried representatives of other species. The Velkrin traders who had bonded with humans. The Moth engineers who had learned to innovate instead of following old patterns. Even some Draven laborers who had discovered their own strength when freed from Union restrictions. Yuna's voice came over the communication channel. She was on another Alliance ship bonded with Hero. The Alliance speaks for 300 worlds now, worlds that want freedom, that want partnership instead of control. If you attack Earth, you attack all of us. The Union official's face showed shock. This is rebellion. This is war. No, Jehu said firmly. This is evolution. You tried to make humanity weak. You tried to control Celestians. You tried to keep the galaxy frozen in old patterns. But life doesn't stay frozen. It grows, it changes, it adapts. Kale's fleet suddenly broke formation. His ships began firing, not at the Alliance, but at the Union vessels. Chaos erupted as former allies turned on each other. The Hegemon Collective had been waiting for this moment, waiting for the Union to show weakness. All forces, stand down, Jehu commanded. The Alliance ships held their positions, not attacking anyone. What are you doing? Aaron asked. Giving them a choice, Jehu replied. He opened a channel to everyone, Union, Hegemon, Alliance, every ship, every soldier. You can fight each other, destroy each other, continue the endless cycles of war and control that have defined this galaxy for millennia. Or you can choose something different, choose partnership, choose freedom, choose to build instead of destroy. For a long moment, nothing happened. The fleets held their positions, weapons charged but not firing. Then one Union ship broke formation and moved toward the Alliance. Then another, then dozens. Ship captains made their own choices. Crews decided their own fates. They were tired of control, tired of being tools for powers that didn't care about them. Even some Hegemon ships defected, soldiers who were exhausted from endless wars, who wanted something better. The Union official's face twisted with rage. Traitors, all of you! But its own crew was leaving their stations, walking away, refusing to fight. The tide had turned completely. By the end of the day, the battle that should have destroyed humanity ended without a shot being fired. The Union fleet had dissolved. Some ships joined the Alliance, others fled back to their home worlds. The Hegemon forces, seeing they were outnumbered, retreated to regroup. Kale's flagship was one of the last to leave. Before he disappeared into faster-than-light travel, he sent one final message. This isn't over, Jehu. I will return. I will destroy everything you've built. Then I'll be waiting, Jehu replied. In the weeks that followed, the galaxy reorganized itself. The Galactic Union didn't dissolve entirely, but it changed. It had to. The Alliance had proven that another way was possible. More and more species joined. Not as subjects, but as partners. The old partner protocol was destroyed completely. New humans entering galactic society were given real choices. They could bond with aliens if they wanted, or they could stay independent. The decision was theirs. Jihu stood with Aaron on the observation deck of the Harmony, watching Earth below. The planet was transforming. New buildings that reached toward the stars. New ships launching every day. New dreams becoming real. "What do we do now?" Aaron asked. "We've achieved everything we set out to do. All Celestians are free. The weapons vaults are destroyed. The Alliance is growing. What's left?" Jihu put his arm around her. Through their bond, he shared a vision, a future he had been dreaming about. Now we explore. There are entire regions of the galaxy no one has visited in centuries, species that have been isolated, worlds that need help. And we go together, not as conquerors, not as rulers, but as friends, as partners, as explorers. More humans and Celestians joined them on the observation deck. Wujin and Lin, Hana and Mika, Taemin and Nara, Yuna and Hiro, Darren, Lyra, and hundreds more. The rescued, the bonded, the dreamers who believed in something better. "The old Celestian Empire ruled through power," Darren said. "It failed because power without wisdom is destruction. The Galactic Union tried to rule through control," Lyra added. "It's failing because control without freedom is slavery." "What we built is different," Jihu said. "We don't rule. We partner. We learn from each other. We grow together. That's the real legacy. Not an empire of control, but an alliance of equals." 6 months later, Jihu and Aaron led an exploration fleet into unknown space. They discovered 17 new species, helped 3 civilizations recover from disasters, established peaceful contact with 2 previously hostile empires. Every world they visited, they offered the same thing: partnership, freedom, choice. Not everyone accepted. Some species preferred isolation, others were too suspicious, but many did accept. Many were tired of the old ways. Many wanted something new. The alliance grew, not through conquest, but through choice. 2 years after Integration Day, Jihu and Aaron returned to Earth. They walked through the streets of Seoul where Jihu had grown up. The city was transformed. Humans and dozens of alien species lived side by side. Children played together, learning each other's languages. Scientists collaborated on projects that would have been impossible before. Artists created works that blended every culture in the galaxy. "Do you regret it?" Aaron asked. "Your life was supposed to be simple. You were just a student. Now you're a leader, a symbol. You can never go back to being ordinary." Jihu thought about that, about the quiet life he had expected, the normal future that had been stolen from him on Integration Day. "No," he said finally, "I don't regret it. Because I met you. Because I found a purpose bigger than myself. Because I helped create something beautiful." Aaron smiled. That beautiful starlight smile that still made Jihu's heart jump. "They say we're legendary now. The human and Celestian who changed the galaxy." "Good," Jihu replied. "But legends are just stories. What matters is what we do next. The next problem to solve, the next person to help. The next impossible thing to achieve." They walked to a memorial that had been built in the city center. It listed the names of every human and Celestian who had died during the year of liberation. 23 humans, 7 Celestians. Not many, considering what they had achieved. But each name was a person, a partner, a friend. Jihu placed flowers at the base of the memorial. "We did this for them," he said quietly. "For everyone who believed impossible things could become real." A young girl approached them shyly. She was human, maybe 7 years old. "Are you really Jihu?" she asked. "The one from the stories?" "Yes," Jihu said, kneeling down to her level. "My teacher says you saved the world. Is that true?" Jihu looked at Aaron, at the people walking past them, humans and Celestians and dozens of other species. All living together, all working together, all building a future no one had thought possible. "I didn't save the world," he told the girl. "I just refused to accept the world others wanted to force on me. And I found a partner who felt the same way. Together, we built something better." The girl's eyes were wide. "I'm going to do that too when I grow up. I'm going to build something better." "Good," Jihu said, smiling. "The galaxy needs people like you." As the girl ran off, Aaron took Jihu's hand. "Ready for our next adventure?" "Always," Jihu replied. They walked toward the spaceport where the Harmony waited. Above them, ships from 100 worlds came and went freely. The blockade was gone. The limits were removed. Humanity and its partners were free to explore, free to grow, free to become whatever they chose to be. That night, as the Harmony left Earth's orbit, Jihu stood on the bridge and looked at the stars, each one a sun, each sun with worlds, each world with possibilities, with challenges, with people who needed help, with wonders waiting to be discovered. Aaron stood beside him, her hand in his, their bond glowing softly with shared purpose. "Where to first?" she asked. Jihu pointed to a distant cluster of stars. "There. Sensors show unusual readings. Might be trouble. Might be treasure. Might be something we've never seen before. Sounds dangerous. Sounds perfect." The Harmony turned toward the unknown. Behind them, Earth glowed with the light of a new civilization. Ahead of them, the infinite possibilities of the galaxy waited, and between them, the bond that had changed everything continued to grow stronger. They had started as a human and a Celestian brought together by accident. They had become partners, then heroes, then legends, but most importantly, they had become living proof that impossible only meant no one had tried hard enough yet. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly the way they wanted it.